Item number 5689. Object Class Euclid. Levels 4 Clearance. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-5689 is to be cordoned off and removed from local route guidance systems and maps. References to SCP-5689 are to be scrubbed from all media. 2 guards are to be posted outside SCP-5689 at all times, and maintenance is regularly performed to ensure the stability of the SEA-CM at all times. The SEA-CM is to remain powered up at all times with regular repairs and system updates. In the event of an SEA-CM overheat, first priority is to ensure that there is nothing that exits SCP-5689. Use of any means necessary operations are authorized for this purpose. Description: SCP-5629 is a former farmhouse in unincorporated Edmonton, Canada. Intensive searches led to a lack of any identification of an owner, thus making it likely to have been abandoned for a considerable amount of time. SCP-5689 structure mainly consists of rotting wood and rusting metal. The road to the farmhouse shows familiar signs of neglect, containing many potholes and ditches. The front door displays a placard that is mostly stressed out. On the placard, a section reading "of Apenor" is the only legible portion remaining. In an approximate 20-meter radius around SCP-5689, no plant life is capable of growing. Weeds, old-growth trees, and other types have all died of an unknown blight shortly after being replanted near the farmhouse. Remaining within this radius causes stomach issues such as nausea and indigestion. Reports have stated such effects compound in severity the closer a subject is to the fourth room of SCP-5689. The farmhouse contains 5 rooms, of which 4 are accessible. No item inside any room is capable of leaving SCP-5689 via physical means. The first has an extensive pulley and pipe system connected to a large machine which bears resemblance to a blender. Touching the blade of the machine triggers visual and auditory hallucinations reported by subjects similar to the following transcript. Begin transcript. Nothing can be seen. The entire room is entirely black. Unknown voice. Frick this. I can't handle it anymore. Sounds of paper flapping and metal striking wood can be heard. Unknown voice 2. We did it. Subject's view is replaced with a grainy black and white view of the moon, which appears frozen in time. A figure can be seen standing over a number of papers flying off a desk. Another is in the doorway, holding a large tube with an unknown liquid in its hand. End transcript. A microscope is present on a desk near the blender. The view from its lenses are heavily clouded, and snow has entered through a small hole in the roof. The second has a large network of pipes set into the walls. These connect various rooms in the house, only to meet a central hub set up with a computer terminal on a desk. No other furniture is inside the room. Faded papers and canine bones are laid haphazardly around, implying they were tossed or thrown. Upon touching the terminal for the first time, subjects will experience visual and auditory hallucinations of the following transcript before returning to normal. Begin transcript. Only darkness can be seen. A clink can be heard, followed by a sip of an unknown liquid. Unknown voice. We lost another. Unknown voice too. Another? How many is that? Unknown voice. 78 now. Unknown voice too. It's not fair. No one's gonna know. Unknown voice. But that's how it has to be. We'll keep trying until it's perfect. Everyone will be so much better with him. The darkness dissipates, replaced with a grainy, blurry filter, entirely in black and white, preventing detailed viewing of the hallucination, which has stopped moving. Two faded humanoid figures can be seen sitting on unseen chairs near the terminal, which is idling on a log-in screen. One holds a bottle in its hand. End transcript. The keyboard of the terminal appears recently used due to a lack of dust and cobwebs compared to the rest of the room. Many keys are missing or broken. Barks and whimpers of dogs can be heard throughout the room, which increase in volume when remains are touched. The third has innumerable masses of faded, orange-black slime strewn about the walls and floor of the room, which smells of rotting meat. Two desks are the only furniture in the room. Each has a series of small, sealed and translucent tubes filled with a similar slime, which attempts to avoid touch when the glass is tapped or held. This slime slightly lessens the emotional effects of the farmhouse itself. Each tube is connected to a large pipe system, which connects to a large machine in the previous room. A number of children's toys are on the floor. They are soiled. A wooden train track set, arranged and winding loop, is on the floor, with arrows crudely carved into it. Slime follows the trails of arrows around the track. The fourth is inaccessible. Touching the rusted, dented door produces an intense smell of rotting meat and rusted metal. Putting an ear to the door produces the sounds of a faint ticking, running water, wet thumps, screams, and hushed sobs. A prototype SEA-CM system is attached to the door. A small label is affixed to it, reading, quote, NEATIE sync, end quote. The fifth consists of a small entrance to an attic. The latch chains and opening mechanisms are made out of Berlin's bronze and are forced shut due to a congealed slime similar to that in the third room. Moving closer to the attic causes conflicting feelings of dread, anxiety, fear, and anger in subjects. Attempting to open the latch leads to loud, guttural, gurgling noises to be produced from the ceiling. Worm-like reptilian masses of slime with pseudopod-like limbs will then seep from the cracks in the ceiling. These will fall to the floor, splitting and recombining in an amoeboid fashion. The masses frequently attempt to separate themselves from their limbs and hiss and recoil from human touch. Eventually, these masses either tear themselves apart or are eaten by local insects following a series of struggles. Both outcomes result in death of the masses. No mass has survived longer than 30 minutes. Reports of a smoke-like serpentine creature have been filed, though no sightings have been confirmed. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed.